The lights were burning bright in the Capitol Wrestling Center, but they couldn't outshine the flame that had just been lit. It wasn't just a night of in-ring competition. It was a night where history echoed, egos collided, and legacies stirred from the grave. Because on this night, the night of July 16th, The Undertaker's name rang through NXT in a way no one expected. Not in tribute, but in provocation. It all began when Trick Williams, holding the TNA World Championship with all the confidence of a king, disrespected the Deadman in front of his LFG protégés. With one cocky smirk and a dismissive insult, he unleashed a beast he's clearly too young to understand. But while that storm was brewing, another battle took shape inside the ring. Zaria was all power, no hesitation. She crashed into Fallon Henley with a shoulder tackle that echoed like thunder through the arena. Seconds in, and already Fallon looked rattled. Then came Ruca. Agile, precise, fearless. She tagged in with the smoothness of a practiced warrior, working with Zaria to double-team Henley with unrelenting offense. This wasn't just teamwork, this was domination. And then the crowd noticed something strange. Lexis King, seated ringside. Calm, composed, watching the chaos unfold with noise-canceling headphones. Why? Why would a man who once hungered for the spotlight now choose to sit in shadows? He wasn't just watching, he was scouting, waiting, plotting. Back in the ring, chaos refused to slow. TNA Knockouts World Champion Masha Slamovich entered with fury in her eyes and fire in her limbs. A flurry of vicious kicks landed clean on Fallon Henley, who desperately tried to counter. But Masha's strikes weren't just meant to hurt, they were meant to remind. This wasn't her debut. This was her statement. Fallon tried to turn the tide, slamming Slamovich into the post with a last-ditch maneuver. But before she could breathe, Jasmyn Nyx tagged in. It was a war now. No time for pacing, no room for hesitation. Masha regained control and made the ring her own, grounding Nyx with punishing holds and relentless pressure. Then came Jacy Jayne, the NXT Women's Champion. A champion's entrance, a champion's pride, and a champion's challenge. She launched a lightning-quick kick at Masha, who caught it and flipped the momentum into a near fall. A sudden roll-up, 2 count. Then Jayne retaliated with a snap hurricanrana. Another 2 count. This was no ordinary tag match. This was a message. Trash talk flew. Fists followed. Ruca and Zaria stormed the ring once more, targeting the champion with expert coordination. Jacy Jayne tried to fight them both, but the numbers caught up. And then came the dropkick. Masha Slamovich, having regrouped outside, struck with precision, leveling Jayne and rolling out again like a ghost in the dark. The pace never faltered, the emotion never dropped, and still, seated ringside, Lexis King watched. Expressionless, headphones on, eyes locked. Ava, from her perch as NXT GM, noticed too. She called him out. She demanded answers. What was he doing here? Who was he watching? Was it Trick Williams? Was it The Undertaker's LFG? Or, was it the women's division itself? Because something is changing. The line between brands is blurring. TNA talent aren't just guest stars anymore, they're contenders. Slamovich isn't here for a handshake. She's here to dominate. And Trick Williams, he didn't just cross a line by mocking The Undertaker. He ripped through it like it was tissue paper. Now The Undertaker responds not with words, but with his presence. Houston, live. The Phenom rises again. You can feel it in the crowd. The anticipation, the fear, not just of what The Undertaker will do, but of what his presence means. The old guard is awakening. And the new era is being tested. Zaria's power, Soul's speed, Masha's fury, Jayne's resilience, Henley's heart, Nyx's fire. The women's division just became the main event. And Trick Williams, he lit a match inside a powder keg. He thought he could walk through NXT untouched. Now, every step echoes like a countdown. Because when you disrespect a legend, you invite the legend's wrath. And when that legend is The Undertaker, the countdown ends with a bell. Lexis King knows. He's seen the storm coming. That's why he's sitting, watching, waiting, like a vulture circling the battlefield. Who will survive? Who will thrive? And who will fall into the shadow of the Deadman? Only time, and Houston, will tell. But tonight, the war drums started beating. And nobody left unmarked.